You're welcome to the Cbc Main News. Today, the 4th of November in the year 2025. With me, Martin Lutuna. Let's look at the headlines. Cabinet Office opens 2026 salary negotiations. Zambia highlights education achievements at UNESCO. Citizens advised to report environmental offenses. Chipolopolo to face South Africa and Burundi in AFCON preparations even as Grant departs. The news in detail. The government has officially opened the 2026 negotiations for salaries and improved conditions of service for public service workers. Acting Secretary to the Cabinet, Siazongo Siakalenge, officiated at the event held at Cabinet Office in Lusaka. Mr. Siakalenge commended public service unions and government representatives for maintaining stable and cordial industry relations and for beginning negotiations before the expiry of existing collective agreements. He highlighted government's continued commitment to improving employee welfare, citing salary increments, ongoing recruitment of teachers and health workers, and faster payment of pension benefits. Mr. Siakalenge also raised concern over rising debt levels among public service employees, urging unions to promote financial literacy and responsible borrowing. He reaffirmed government's focus on maintaining a sustainable wage bill while improving living standards and ensuring fiscal stability. The 2026 salary and conditions of service negotiations are expected to conclude within 10 days. Zambia has reaffirmed its commitment to UNESCO's mission of global peace, stability, and shared prosperity, calling for stronger support to national commission that implement its ideals. Speaking at the 43rd session of the UNESCO's General Conference in Samarkand, Uzbekistan, Permanent Secretary for Educational Services Dr. Kelvin Mambwe highlighted Zambia's achievements, including free education up to secondary level, adoption of a competency-based curriculum, and leadership in UNESCO's Qualifications Passport Initiative with 93 recognized beneficiaries. Dr. Mambwe also outlined Zambia's strides in science and technology, cultural preservation, and youth empowerment. He noted the launch of a US $115 million science, technology, and innovation policy, the inscription of the Mangwengwe dance on UNESCO's intangible cultural heritage list, and digital skills training for 90,000 youths. He further called for strengthened partnerships to expand the Kafue Flats Biosphere Reserve and improve groundwater management, while praising UNESCO's support to preserving over 55,000 hours of analog audiovisual archives at the national broadcaster. More in this report. The government has urged citizens to report environmental violations with integrity, focusing on public interest rather than expecting financial rewards. Mufulira Municipal Council Chief Health Inspector Waluka Ngombe delivered the guidance during a training workshop for Copperbelt environmental defenders in Kitwe, part of the EU-funded project strengthening the respect for environmental rights in Zambia, implemented by EVOS, SAGE, and ZIEM. Ingombe highlighted key violations to report, including illegal resource extraction, improper waste handling, burning of hazardous waste, mismanagement of licensed operations, and non-compliance with EIA regulations. He stressed careful documentation, self-evidence collection, and proper submission to ZIMA, local councils, the police, or traditional development committees.
What usually happens, from my experience, people who bring complaints are those who have already entangled with the suspect. Now, sir, wafirwa kashi ndaramo tidaripoti initial foreign exchange rates now are staying, others are even soliciting for money. When you are giving, when you want to report, ensure that your heart is sincere. Okay? A lot of us have got lost my minds to say, before I report this. I'm telling you, this is very real. Okay? Me, I'm I'm a chief health inspector. I know what I'm telling you. When I report you, you're going to be in problems. Take care of me. I won't escalate this matter. That's when you come. Maybe I've even insulted them at the end. We are even emotional about it. So, ensure that your heart is sincere. Just you are on the part of saving the environment. Okay?
Commerce, Trade and Industry Minister Honorable Chipoka Mulenga has applauded President Hakainde Hichilema's attendance at the inauguration of Tanzanian President Samia Suluhu Hassan, describing it as a symbol of strong bilateral ties. He said the visit underscores Zambia and Tanzania's shared commitments to trade, cooperation and regional stability. Honorable Mulenga emphasized the need to enhance cargo flow and resolve recent disruptions affecting truck movements between the two nations. He commended President Hichilema's call for dialogue and peaceful engagement, noting it will boost economic growth and strengthen regional integration. More in this report.
As Trade Minister, I would love to thank His Excellency President Hakainde Hichilema for delivering a timely message at President of Tanzania's inauguration ceremony. A very timely message, not only to Tanzania, not only to Zambia, but to the region at large, that instability is a prerequisite to lack of development. Tanzania and Zambia share a lot of economic ties, movements of cargo, movement of goods. In the last few days, a number of trucks to bring cargo into Zambia had stalled. That alone had to have a negative effect on our country. But that message His Excellency the President delivered definitely has to be embraced by every well-meaning African, Zambian, Tanzanian, that if we have a challenge, we need to resolve them on a round table. And through that, the economy continues to run. So I'm very grateful that a repeat of what happened in Mozambique, where most of the trucks could not even move, industrial growth could stall, will not continue. And I think every Zambian should take this message seriously and applaud His Excellency the President for not only being a bold Pan-Africanist, but somebody that is bringing peace, that is speaking dialogue as a means of resolving conflicts, which is also good for economic growth.
On that note, we take a break. I'll be right back with you. Stay tuned.
Anticipated talk show of the year.
Let's talk about it with Pastor Pauline. So we have been discussing foundations upon which most of the relationships are built.
Join us as we tackle the toughest social issues affecting our community, from child marriages to youth empowerment, and from gender-based violence to women empowerment, from governance to corruption, and, of course, women participation in politics, and other male-dominated industries. We will be discussing it all.
Leah, confessed it in Genesis chapter 29, verse 32. She says, God has opened my womb because in my affliction. But despite that, Jacob did not love her.
Our presenter will guide the conversation, ensuring that you have a respectful and thought-provoking discussion. And you have a chance to join in on the conversation through our phone-in segment. Call us live, share your thoughts, and ask your questions. Don't miss out on this opportunity to be part of the conversation. Let's talk about it. Every Wednesday at 1 p.m. on Cbc TV. Don't miss. Get ready.
The Zambia Information and Technology Authority has issued a 21-day ultimatum to telecom and tower companies to improve network quality and reliability. ZICTA Chief Executive Officer Engineer Collins Imbulo says the people of Zambia are no longer pleading but demanding better service, warning that poor connectivity undermines productivity and public trust. Under new binding directives, operators must boost network capacity in rural areas, install reliable power backups, and adopt renewable energy systems. ZICTA has given Infratel and IHS 21 days to submit action plans or face regulatory action, stressing that tolerance has ended and strict enforcement will now follow. Traditional leaders in Luapula province have demanded that elected officials who resign without valid reasons face arrest or punishment, saying such actions waste public funds and undermine development. The call was made during a consultative meeting in Mansa between the Luapula chiefs and the Constitutional Amendment Technical Committee. The chiefs said frequent by-elections caused voluntary resignations, disrupt national progress, and drain government resources. They proposed that by-elections should only occur in cases of death, and if a candidate resigns, the second run-up from the previous election should automatically assume office. The leaders also rejected fresh nominations in case of voluntary resignation. Additionally, the chiefs call for the removal of term limits for members of parliament, saying service should depend on the electorate's will. They also supported retaining the current limit of 8 nominated MPs and allowing parliamentarians to attend council meetings for better coordination with local authorities. Other recommendations include reducing the required experience for the position of secretary to the cabinet for 10 to 5 years, ensuring the Attorney General and Solicitor General remain in office after Parliament's dissolution, and upholding the definition of a child as anyone less than 18 years. Vice Chairperson of the Luapula Chiefs Council, Chief Nsamba, expressed confidence that their proposals would influence the constitutional review process, while Technical Committee Leader Robinson Chongo commended the chiefs for their detailed and constructive input. Traditional leaders in Southern Province have submitted wide-ranging proposals to the Technical Committee on Constitutional Amendments, calling for reforms to strengthen governance, enhance representation, and promote accountability. Speaking in Choma during a sitting chaired by Ms. Eva Jala, Provincial Council of Chiefs Chairperson Chief Nalubamba said the reforms must reflect the aspirations of the people and balance statutory and customary governance systems. Among their key proposals, the chiefs called for clearer constituency boundaries, limits of 2 terms for elected leaders, increased representation of special interest groups in Parliament, and shorter land lease periods to protect traditional authority. Technical Committee Chairperson Ms. Jala commended the chiefs for their detailed submissions and assured that their views will be considered in the ongoing constitutional review process. Central Province Permanent Secretary Dr. Mila Mwanakampwe has been commended for his outstanding leadership and accountability in public financial management, after the province recorded a clean audit record before the Public Accounts Committee in Parliament. According to governance commentator James Peary, Central Province has not been cited in the Auditor General's report since Dr. Mwanakampwe assumed office, a record he attributed to the PSC's strong monitoring systems and commitment to transparency. Piri noted that under Dr. Mwanakampwe leadership, the province has maintained full compliance with public finance regulations, ensuring that resources are managed prudently and used for their intended purpose. Widely referred to by residents as quick response, Dr. Mwanakampwe has also earned praise for promptly addressing community concerns and improving local services in the province. We take a break. I'll be right back with you. Stay tuned.
As far as relationship is concerned, you are saying the two of us are responsible.
People can be married, but topic ya ndalama nyankukala kwa yetu nizi
men talk.
notisho kwamba kutenga chintu sonda ichi chifunika umu ichi yai ichi yai.
Why should a man be involved in the home budgeting? Welcome once again. I am your host, Pishon Musampwa.
Welcome back, and thank you for staying tuned. In sports, Zambia's Chipolopolo boys are gearing up for a pair of friendly matches in preparation for the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations in Morocco. The team will face South Africa on November 15th, followed by a clash against Burundi on November 18th in Bujumbura. These games come as Zambia continues to fine-tune their squad ahead of the tournament, which will see the Chipolopolo placed in Group A alongside the hosts Morocco, Comoros, and Mali. The 2025 Africa Cup of Nations kicks off on December 21st to 18th January in Morocco. In a major development, it has been confirmed that Avram Grant has left the role as head coach of the national team. The Zambian Football Association is now expected to announce an interim coach to guide the team through these crucial preparation matches. Fans and football analysts alike are closely monitoring the situation, expressing hope that Zambia can maintain stability and focus despite the coaching change, ensuring a strong showing at AFCON. The Zambia Premier League has taken a dramatic twist after Week 10 fixture. Red Arrows are the new league leaders, sitting on 21 points after a strong run of form, edging ahead on goal difference. Zanaco, who had gone 10 games unbeaten, having finally suffered their first loss of the season, are now dropped to second place, also tied on 21st points with Red Arrows. The Bankers will be looking to bounce back quickly to keep pressure at the top. However, the biggest talking point is in Nkana Football Club. The 13 times Zambian Premier League champions are still without a single victory this season and have now sunk into the relegation zone, a worrying sign for one of the country's most decorated clubs, whose fans are demanding answers. The league now leads into the next round with pressure building on both ends of the table. A title battle at the top and a relegation survival fight at the bottom. More in this report.
Very happy, never gave them hope. Our plan was to score 3 goals. season. Yes, Nkana had beaten us twice in the previous season. I think even coming into today's game, I think our aim and objective was to change the narrative of losing to Nkana. I think not only to Nkana, I think we just want to change something this season. We have just been giving the confidence to the players and ensure that each and every game for us will be a different.
Youth, Sport and Arts Minister Elvis Nkandu has praised the Clocks Football Academy project in Lusaka's Chamba Valley for integrating sports training with education, describing it as a model for young development in Zambia. Honorable Nkandu, who toured the facility alongside Lusaka Province Permanent Secretary Joel Kalusa and Acting Director of Sports Gibson Mayaule, said the initiative would help nurture disciplined and skilled athletes capable of competing internationally. Academy proprietor Lee Kawanu guided the delegation through the processes of constructing and maintaining artificial football turfs, as the visit aimed to explore opportunities for artificial turf development and accountability and sustainability. The academy, which currently has 100 young footballers enrolled, is still under construction and is expected to become a full-fledged institution combining academics and sports once completed.